Big news dropped on Friday night as former Wyoming and Texas wide receiver Isaiah Neyor has committed to the Nebraska Cornhuskers for the 2024 season. This is a big get, in my opinion. But you may be wondering, what are we getting with Isaiah Neyor? What type of receiver is he? So in this video, I'm going to show you in 8 plays what we can expect out of Isaiah Neyor and what he could bring to this team, to this offense, and I'm excited. So I don't want to waste any more time. Let's get into the tape. Now, the first thing that jumps out to me about Neyor is his ability to make big plays down the field. In this clip, we're going to see Neyor at the top of the screen, and he's just going to run by the defender for a touchdown. And throughout his time at Wyoming, and even in the spring game for Texas, that was Neyor's thing that really stood out to me. His ability to get deep. And it's just that speed, that acceleration, that he's able to just to run by defenders. It doesn't matter if it's MAC teams like here against Northern Illinois or it's Texas defensive backs in their spring game. He just has that ability, that speed, that acceleration to be able to win over the top. But Neyor is not just this, I'm going to just run past you all the time. He's got some nuance. He's got some ability to get open down the field. And we see that here in their bowl game from a couple years ago. Neyor's running at this defender, kind of pushes the outside, and then just a hard break inside to get that separation downfield and then get that touchdown. So not only does he have the speed to win over the top, but he has that ability to create that separation, a little hard fake, push off, he got a couple yards separation, force that defensive back to continue to go right, and gets open. And it reminds me a lot of what we saw at a Trey Palmer a couple years ago. Some Samori Toure had this as well. And it's just that ability to run routes. You got the speed, but in the Big Ten, speed's not going to be. You need more than that, and that nuance in his route running, the fakes. This is going to help him get vertical over the top of defenders and create big plays for the Huskers. So we can see that Neyor's got that ability to go over the top. But one of my favorite traits that I want out of my number one receiver is the ability to win in contested catch situations. And we see that in this clip against Colorado State. Neyor's going to do a little stop and go. The ball is kind of thrown up, and he's able to go high point that ball to be able to make that catch. I love this in a receiver because it just helps the quarterback out so much. With a freshman quarterback likely starting in Dylan Raiola, there's going to be times he just needs to get the ball to his receiver. And Neyor's ability to just say, hey, I'm going to throw it to you. You go make a play. We see right here with Isaiah Neyor, just that body control, that hand-eye coordination, the strong hands. He's able to just leap up and make catches over the defenders. And that helps out a young quarterback so much. Another example of this is in this play right here, ball thrown into the end zone. Isn't necessarily catching it over a defender, but just his ability to go up and make that catch. Nothing drives me more crazy than receivers who let the ball come to them, allows the defender to knock it away at times. Neyor goes and gets the ball. And then we see this in the red zone. Here against San Jose State, he's at the bottom of the screen. Another contested catch over a defender in the corner of the end zone. Nebraska hasn't had a receiver like that for a while. I mean, you remember under Scott Frost, they never threw the ball in the red zone. That last year, I don't think they had a guy like this. And here we do. You have a guy that you can line up in the red zone, just toss a little ball up, and he's going to go get it over the defender for the touchdown. It's something this team has just lacked for years and they finally have it here. Now, because Neyor is this deep threat, he's got the ability to take the top off the defense. He uses that to set up his underneath routes. Here in the Texas spring game, he's lined up at the bottom of the screen. Cornerbacks know that he's got this ability to go deep, so they got to give him some space. They got to give him that cushion. And here he's able to eat up that cushion and then just throttle down for a quick little out or hook. And then he's got this run after the catch ability. So after he makes this catch, he's got that ability to turn it upfield, accelerate, and pick up extra yards. He's got the ability to be a yak machine, yards after the catch. And it's because he's got that speed, he's got that cushion, they've got to give him that space over the top, and he's able to take advantage of that to set up his underneath routes, and then if he's got a little bit of space, to pick up that extra yards. Now, I mentioned his ability to run his underneath routes. And on this play, he's at the top of the screen, and he's going to run a drag across the field and hit the ball and get a modest yards after the catch. But this goes into, the reason I show this is it shows those underneath routes. Once again, he's more of a vertical receiver. He's going to go push downfield and give Nebraska that big play threat. But he's also got that ability to use that speed on horizontal routes, drag routes, crossing routes, to get open and extend move the chains. And here he's able to catch that ball, get the first down, pick up some extra yardage. And a lot of that is it's tough to get up and press him because of his speed. And then he's able to cut across the field, get that separation, and end up getting a big chunk gain out of it. And then finally, here in this play, in the bowl game, they're going to give Neyor the ball on a fly sweep. And it just shows their ability to get him the ball in different spots. I can see, Nebraska ran some fly sweeps. We saw that with Joshua Fleeks. They could definitely do it with Neyor's hands, saying, hey, we need to get the ball in one of our playmakers' hands. Let's give them a fly sweep. We've got guys that could block on the edge. Malachi Coleman showed last year that he's got that desire and the ability to block on the edge. We've got other guys as well. Get the ball into our playmakers' hands. We saw this with Lloyd as well. And so you could see that we got multiple guys that can do this. That only makes it tougher for the defense to defend. There is so much to like about Isaiah Neyor as a new Husker. I mean, we saw it in those 8 plays. His speed, his ability to get deep. He's 6'3", 210 pounds. So not only does he have this speed to go up and run past guys, but as I showed you, he's got that size, the length, the strong catching radius to be able to go up and make contested catches. To me, he reminds me so much of what we got in Trey Palmer and even Samari Toure, and getting a high impact transfer. The big concern is he healthy? A couple years ago at Wyoming, he was awesome. He caught 44 catches for 878 yards and 12 touchdowns. Huge, goes in the transfer portal. One of the most sought-after players in that transfer portal goes to Texas, but tears his ACL. Out for the entire 2022 season. And in this past year, he played 1 game, had 1 catch for 14 yards. So has he recovered from his ACL injury? Is he the same person? That's the question that we have to think about. And so we may have to temper our expectations. However, if you look at it the other side, he is 2 years removed from that injury. Is he back to being his way? We saw Thomas Fidone this past year, 2 years, a year after his ACL injuries, and he was able to make an impact. Now is Neyor fully healthy? Neyor also was in a crowded receiving corps. I mean, we saw it in the college football playoff. They've got 2 guys that could be first-round draft picks at receiver and another guy that's a stud too. So maybe Neyor just struggled to get, once he got hurt, he struggled to get back into that rotation. But I'm super excited for Isaiah Neyor. I think he's going to give Nebraska this true number 1 receiver. He's going to give Dylan Raiola a go-to guy. He's going to give them a veteran receiver, something that this team lacks. We got talent. Malachi Coleman's I think is going to be a stud. Jalen Lloyd, I think, is going to be good. We got Jaden Doss flash last year. There's other guys as well, but they lack that veteran. And I think Neyor is a guy that can come in, assume that number one role, and be the guy that this team needs him to be. All right, that's going to go ahead and do it. I hope you liked this video. To get more videos like this, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell for the notifications. Make sure you follow me on social media, draft_Brian. Thanks for watching. Until next time.